If you had a container like this one, you would trash it. But it's perfect for starting seedlings. In fact, I love these ones more than the seed trays you buy from the market. So, what I do, I fill my old containers with good soil, and I also make sure that it drains well. These tomatoes have been sitting in my pantry for a while now, and I know most people would throw them away, but we don't do that here because they are perfect for the job that we want to do. All I'm doing is squeezing the seeds and the surrounding tomato pulp directly into the soil. There is no need to separate every seed. After this, you're supposed to lightly cover them with a thin layer of soil, which I'm gonna do. I'll do it later. And then after that, you can add a bit of water just gently, just so that the seeds remain in place. But at the beginning of the video, I did water the soil even before I put the seeds. So that's the best way to go about it. You pour water first and then the seeds, and then after the seeds, you cover with a bit of soil and then you gently pour more water. Within a week, you'll start seeing dozens of tiny tomato seedlings popping up, something similar to this. So these are some black tomato seeds which I sowed like a week and a half ago. After a few more weeks, then they start developing their true leaves, like the ones you can see on the screen. So this is also a tomato which I had done the same thing, the same process we have done. You can see the skin is still there, drying. So I have been transplanting tomatoes from here. You can see I still have a few left. So what I do, if I want to transplant, I make sure I water the container first so that the soil becomes wet and transplanting becomes easy. What you see here are eggplant seedlings. So I saw an interesting eggplant in the market. I bought it and I did the same thing we've done. I squeezed the seeds and I've been watering them, and now I have lots and lots of seedlings. In fact, I've already transplanted, and these ones are just extras. But I love to have them because if whatever I have planted in the garden dies, then I have something to replace it with. Once your seedling have developed 2 or 3 sets of true leaves, then it's time to transplant them. So when I'm transplanting, I don't just bury the place where the roots are. No, I bury the part of the stem beneath the soil. So unlike most plants, tomatoes grow new roots all along their buried stem, and that creates a stronger root system and a healthier plant. When it comes to spacing, I don't follow normal spacing guides because I'm not a farmer, I'm just a gardener and I don't have a lot of space. So, but just make sure the plants are getting enough airflow. Before your tomatoes begin flowering, focus on building a strong, healthy plant. One, make sure they're getting at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day. And then I said this before, you water deeply rather than lightly every day. So deep watering encourages the roots to grow further or to go further into the soil. And then you add compost around the base of the plants to feed the soil naturally, and then you can also mulch the place. And then as the plants grow taller, you support them with sticks or cages or strings or whatever you have. And then also, if there's any foliage that is falling off the ground or any foliage that is touching the soil, you remove that so that you improve airflow and help reduce diseases. Once you start seeing these beautiful flowers, your plant is entering its fruit producing stage. So at this point, avoid applying too much nitrogen fertilizer because too much nitrogen encourages lots of leaves but fewer tomatoes. It's time to focus on potassium rich fertilizers, and there are many organic ways to add potassium. One of my favorites is using banana peels because we eat a lot of bananas. So instead of throwing them away, I either chop them up and add them to my compost pile where they'll break down and feed the soil, or I cut them into small pieces like you can see and ferment them for a few days. And then once it's ready, I'm going to dilute the liquid with water and use it to water my tomato plants around the base. When it comes to pollination, tomatoes are self-pollinating, but they still benefit from a little bit of movement. So bees will help with that. If you don't have a lot of bees, you can also shake the flowers so pollen reaches where it needs to go. Then when it comes to companion planting, you can do your basil, your marigolds, your chives, your onions. So for me, I'm doing lettuce and spinach. And the reason I'm doing lettuce and spinach is to make good use of the shaded ground beneath taller tomato plants. So you can see that's what I'm planting. It's not because the spinach will help the tomatoes or the lettuce will help the tomatoes. No, it's just helping me make good use of the space. So if you are a small space gardener, then this is a smart way to go about it. But I still also have some onions. I'm sure you can spot them, and this also will help to discourage some insect pests. At this stage, your tomatoes have already set fruit, and now the plant is putting all its energy into growing and ripening them. So you continue feeding them with potassium rich organic fertilizer every couple of weeks and remove any yellow or diseased leaves to improve airflow around the plant. Keep your plants well supported, and also this is a good time to inspect them often because you might notice some pests, some tomato fruit worms, some caterpillars. So this is a good time to hand pick the pest early before it becomes a disaster. The last stage is harvesting stage, and this is a gardener's favorite. This is where all your hard work gets rewarded. And when it comes to picking, you can pick them just when they start changing color, and then they can continue ripening indoors, or you can just wait for them to fully ripen on the tomato plant, and then you pick them at that stage. But that also depends on if you have rodents and birds which are disturbing you. It's best to pick earlier than that, just when they are starting to change the color. And you have it. That is how you easily grow tomatoes at home. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.